Okie doke. This is the second part of the science fair folders. The learning target is exactly the same, except you're turning in different stuff to me now. One thing you're doing is participating in a discussion forum about your procedure. You're going to turn your procedure into the discussion forum, and then someone's going to critique it, but you also have to critique someone else's procedure. So you are telling what's good and what's bad, basically, or what needs to be improved, rather. Then once someone's given you some good suggestions, you're going to submit your procedure to me. You're going to submit your data, your conclusion, and you're going to turn in your scientific process quiz. Let's get started here. I believe this one's a video. Right-click, open in a new tab. This tells you what you're going to be expected to do, so you don't go through the lessons and go through the instruction and not know, hey, why did you show me all this stuff? You'll be asked to submit a copy of your procedure, which is a list of materials and directions necessary to test your hypothesis. The hypothesis that you submitted earlier. Below is a list of sites that are going to help you come up with a procedure. Here is a video that will help too.
The fourth step to a science project is to write a procedure.
She kind of goes through step by step how you would do it. Click Next. If you logged in using the Student V portal, then you can just click Next, because most of the time that authenticates you and you don't need to prove who you are. But let's say it doesn't work. You could use this button here. Right-click on the Click Here button, open in a new tab, and you're going to have to log into Safari Montage using your Odyssey login password, or using your county login and password. Once you're in, let's see. Once you're in, you'll go and click Next, and then your video will pop up here. But you need to provide the proper one. I think I put in the wrong one. Once you're done watching the video, you go Next, and then you're done. Your login and password will be added by the time you see this. After that, go to Developing a Procedure. This is a discussion forum. Right-click, open in a new tab. Alright, to get a grade on this, you're going to need to submit a rough draft of your detailed procedure. It's a list of supplies you need to do the process and the directions on how to conduct the experiment. You're going to need to reply to someone else's post. You're going to add suggestions, and you're going to compliment sections you think that they're doing well on. At the bottom, this is how you add a discussion topic right here. Click that button. And you're just going to type it out, or you could add the file right here the way you've done in the past, and someone else can look at it. Make sure you give it a subject line, my procedure, and then you're going to, once you've either typed it out or added the file, post to the forum. Then other people can see it. You're going to go back like this, move this page. And once the class starts, there'll be other ones posted here, and you can click on there and hit reply and give them suggestions and also compliment parts that you think they're doing well on. Remember, to get a grade on this, you need to do both. Review someone else's post and also post yourself. After someone's replied to your post, edit your procedure, and then come here to submit your procedure. Open in a new tab. Turn in a copy of your scientific procedure. Make sure you've edited it. Remember, you add the suggestion and you either type it out or you will submit the file on this post here. Also, remember, you're constantly working on that PowerPoint presentation. That's the final science fair project. So you can type it out onto the science fair PowerPoint and then just copy it and paste it into Moodle, because you get a grade for both. So don't wait to the very end to write out all those slides. Do it along the way when it's fresh in your head. After you submit your procedure, I believe this is the textbook lesson, right-click, open in a new tab. Remember, this is how you log into this site. You log in a whole separate tab. Click here, right-click, open in a new tab. And if you click Remember My School, you never have to click any of these drop-downs again. I log in using the login Student 5, Student 5. Sometimes it grays out this login button. Watch the trick I learned. Hit the space bar, and then backspace, and then it lets you log in. Don't know why, but that's how it's done. So once you've logged in, you can go back and click next, and then it'll let you be in the site. You've earned permission. It says click on the buttons in this order: scientists at work. Click on the triangle next to lesson 6. And again, this is a virtual lab, so it requires you to move stuff around and test things out, which is kind of cool. We'll do this. Let's see what the lab's about. Oh, I like this one. You're measuring the arc of a rainbow and figuring out what time of day it's like the largest, it has the biggest height. And it's about collecting data. And that's good because when you come back to this list of assignments, this is just practice. Now it's conduct an experiment. Dun dun dun. Right click. Open in a new tab. You've got a PowerPoint that shows you the importance of collecting data and organizing your data, so watch that. Also here, if you want to download the PowerPoint and keep it for your own records so you can look at it later, it's at the bottom of the assignment. The next part, now that you've turned in your procedure and you've turned in your hypothesis, is to actually do the experiment. But I don't want you to do the experiment until you understand that you should be writing down all your observations and collecting the data. So this kind of helps you know what to do. After conduct an experiment, we've got data games. These are cool. We've got the snail race, and as always, if you don't want to do the game in this page, you can right click and do it in a different tab. But you play the game, and then here's the question at the bottom so you don't get, surprised. It says, write a sentence telling 2 things a person could learn from the snail graph. So you're going to play the game. It's going to have a snail graph. Pay attention, because I want you to tell me 2 things somebody could learn from that snail graph. Click the button. Now here's the question that you just saw. You're going to type a real response, because you're going to get a grade. Click submit. And now you've got another game. I believe there's 3 in this assignment. You play the 3 games. If you want to play them in another window, go ahead. Here's the next 2 questions. How could a teacher use the information learned from the data? Which graph or table displayed the information the best? Why? So pay attention in this game. That's what you're going to be asked. You play all 3 games, answer all the questions, and then it should show you as completed on that one. Last but not least, submit your data. Now you've done your experiment, you've collected all the information in a notebook or somewhere safe. You're going to turn in a copy of your data. It could be turned in a graph, it could be turned in a table, it could be turned in a photograph of your notebook. Turn it in whatever form you can, but also remember you need to put it in your PowerPoint. Just make sure you're doing the PowerPoint as you go. And then just add submission and turn it in to me. Also remember, if you have any questions, please let me know, because this is kind of a big deal and I want to help you out. Good luck.